was Megatronics with their outstanding single, I Fight Time. I can't think of a more fitting song for this movie. Check out the link to their Bandcamp in the description below. Hello, and welcome back to the fourth installment of our countdown to Cyberpunk commentary, live from the Techno Hall. My name is Kindred.
And I'm Bad Juju.
And this week, we are doing one of my all-time favourite ever, best ever, awesome, fantastic, if you don't like it, you're basically wrong, films, The Terminator by James Cameron from 1984. So, without further ado, we are watching this on Blu-ray. If you have your own copy, please press play now. Slight delay on the Blu-ray there. Now it's starting. Now I've got the lion's eye. Woohoo. See, on this Blu-ray, it doesn't seem to have a menu screen, so I had to sort of scroll it back to the beginning. And,
like that, gets right into the action.
Yeah.
It's like no previews, no nothing.
Yeah.
Movie.
I haven't got quite the most recent Terminator Blu-ray. Yeah, obviously, this is a UK Blu-ray. I think there's one come out maybe 2016, 15, something like that.
Oh, it's not that long ago.
Yeah, oh God, well, it's the first two Terminator films. They've done Christ knows how many, like different releases. I mean, I think Terminator 2 is one of the most released films ever in terms of repeated formats and extra special editions and blah blah. Now, Los Angeles 2029. 10 years from now, that's probably an accurate depiction.
Probably. The way things are going, especially with my country. Jesus.
Yeah. This is amazing. Like, yeah. I keep waxing lyrical about it, right? But this and the future war scene from Terminator 2, you've got models, you've got miniatures, you've got front and rear projection, you've got puppetry, all in camera stuff. And it's awesome. And you've got Brad Fiddel's superior soundtrack as well. It's just, to this day, I mean, it holds up because I want to be one of the anti-CGI brigades because I think it has its place.
Yeah.
But it's just, it holds up. It holds up. This is a 35-year-old film and it looks amazing. And the rad text.
I think sometimes when you have something that's actually there, that's sort of tangible, it makes it easier to believe that it's actually existing in that world.
No, well, I think that's the point, right? I think when it comes to backgrounds and stuff with CG nowadays, it looks amazing. You can easily believe it's real life.
It's getting closer and closer, I think.
Sure. Well, I believe it has its place. I'm not going to be one of those people who, bangs on about, oh, it's not as good. No, because it is getting better, and those people who, digital artists are incredibly skilled. But, oh God, I just love this film. Like, one of my favourite soundtracks, one of my favourite films ever. It's fantastic. Brad Fiddell, God bless him.
So why did he leave the industry?
I actually don't know. I don't know if he just kind of got bored of it. Oh, see, yep. Special effects by the late, great Stan Winston. His studio, one of the best ever. His effects are just fantastic. Written by James Cameron, Gale Ann Hurd.
How much of that?
I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm not a big Gale Ann Hurd fan, personally. The stories I've heard over the years, and we were just watching the making of Aliens the other day, weren't we?
Yeah.
And the way she treated James Horner, kind of classic Hollywood producer dickhead, fuck you, kind of like, if you can't do it, we'll find someone who can.
Yeah.
I think, not a big fan. But anyway, here we go. Pretty good transfer on this.
No, it is. It's actually excellent.
See, the problem with Terminator 2 is, when they first arrive, on the Blu-ray, when you see them first come through the, oh Christ, I don't know, the time portal matrix thing.
The portal.
You can, but it originally looked like it was glowing red hot.
Right.
You know, when it sort of like the sort of hemisphere out of the ground. But on the Blu-ray, it just looks like someone has just colored it in orange. All this lightning's all optical effect, all opticals. So it's all like hand painted, and it looks boss. See, that still holds up.
Well, you know, I think it actually looks good. Like it fits within the scene.
There you go.
How many times did you do this pose over the years when you stood up in your bathroom as you came out of the shower?
So many times. And I looked just like that when I first saw this as well. I looked like a 250-pound Austrian. See, one thing I hate about this is people used to joke about, like, oh, he's not really acting, is he, Arnie? Because he's just playing a robot. It's like, it's really hard to do that. I mean, like, he made his eyes track first before he moves his... It's way harder than you think. And actually, like, give him his due. He nails this. Oh, another late great person.
Yeah,
Bill Paxton.
Well, going back to what you said, I think he has a total of 14 lines in this film.
What? Schwarzenegger?
Yep.
In high definition, you get to see Arnie's junk.
Oh, I know that actor too. I forget his name.
Brian.
Yeah.
Oh God, what's his
name? He has
no
hair now.
Yeah,
he's great.
Brian something, I forgot.
He usually plays like some bad guy.
Yeah, he plays Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat films.
Yeah.
And he played the bad guy in Cobra with Stallone. Someone in the comments going to correct me. Well, not correct me because I know his first name's Brian, but I can't remember.
I know Bill Paxton is young in this, but at the same time, it's like it's very hard for him to play a punk. I feel like they're supposed to be sort of like he looks like he could, but not the other two.
See, this is the big contention. Like, oh, he rips his heart out. Like, no, he doesn't. He just punches through his chest. Like, why do you need to rip his heart out? Because this, I think, the role of the Terminator is played more accurately in this film than even Terminator 2 in terms of he's all about absolute efficiency.
Yeah.
Why would he rip his heart out? He's a machine. He doesn't need to rip his heart out. He just needs to punch through his chest.
Yeah.
He wants to make the human dead. He doesn't need to do anything theatrical with it.
I mean, I know in the second one he's supposed to be more empathetic.
He was being reprogrammed.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, this bit is where they actually dropped Michael Biehn onto the concrete from about 4 foot.
He's actually in pain there.
Can you imagine? I think put it this way, as far as I can remember, they didn't exactly get on the first take either.
Oh my God. He was probably so bruised and banged up.
Poor dude.
How come he isn't an Avatar? James Cameron, what are you doing to this man?
Well, again, James Cameron's too busy wanking in his mini sub, isn't he? And discovering new holographic ways of blah, 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 5 Avatar sequels.
He's going to bring about the Skynet era.
Yeah. All opinions here expressed to my own, right? Now, as a kid, I love James Cameron. I love the first 2 Terminator movies. I love Aliens. I love True Lies.
Oh, those are great films. Oh my
God.
But
then my point is, the James Cameron of now, kids, if you're, in your teens or even your early 20s, you won't remember when James Cameron actually cared about making good movies.
I'm still kind of sad that he wasn't the one that directed Battle Angel. Because for years he had talked about that.
Yeah, but he doesn't care anymore. And the thing about James Cameron, you got to bear in mind, right? He wasn't always on the money. Have you read his Spider-Man script that was going to be made into the canon Spider-Man
film? No, I have not.
It was
that bad?
Ridiculous. Put it this way, if you're a Spider-Man fan and that came out, you'd be like, what the Christ is going on with this? Seriously, it showed, it was like him going, I'm going to make my Spider-Man film. And I'm sure, there's something about the house floating away into space. And it's ridiculous.
What year?
God, I love Michael Biehn. He's absolute stone cold dude.
He needs his kicks. He's got to get his nice kicks.
Yeah, he's got. Oh, I mean, I'm not even that into my trainers. But my God, I would punch a baby in the face for some Nike Vandals.
Yeah.
I really would. I bloody love those shoes. Because you get the Air Force Ones that you get now, and they're kind of similar. But, like, I mean, if you love me, right? Just saying. You ever see some, like, similar looking...
Excuse me, I was going to buy you a pair.
I know, but I couldn't actually... Even though, actually, that was a really good price for them.
Yeah.
But still 60 quid.
It's kind of cool now in general, like... They're bringing back a lot of the vintage sneaker styles.
We got the Ripley trainers, the Reebok ones. You see them a few years back. They're like limited edition and they cost a fortune. Even though they're like hugely built up trainers where like you would never like boots, and you'd never wear them. Oh,
there you go. Oh,
they're so cool.
Are they navy?
Yeah. Well, for ages, because I've seen it on TV or
Decent
VHS.
Product placement.
I thought his coat was blue.
It's actually green.
Yeah, it's green.
Yeah.
But then because of like I'd seen it on TV and VHS, like because a lot of it's shot at night and stuff, you couldn't really tell. Because I remember seeing the action figure of him in Necker, and I thought before I'd seen the Blu-ray version, I thought like, why are they giving him a green coat? It's blue, right? Because it kind of looks like that from here, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it looks like
back when cops just left their car doors unlocked. Yeah. He's so good at it. It is a true crime, in my opinion. That dude should have been.
Did you catch that? It said like save women something. He's
Well,
got to save his woman.
I didn't see that actually.
Yeah, it was very quick.
Wow. I've seen this film more times than I could even tell you, and I never caught that bit.
Yeah, I wonder if that was intentional. Or it might be a happy accident, because that's actually pretty cool. Because that's his mission.
Do you know what? I never caught that. That's kind of embarrassing.
It probably was like an ad for like save money like on women's products, but it just I saw save and
it's a bit of a RoboCop thing where like the garage gets exploded and you get the whole brief thing that says hell amongst the fire from the shell thing. See, kids, back in the day, you had to use phone books to call people. Here she is, the wonderfully pastel Linda Hamilton.
Oh God, that's a horrible coat.
It's a windbreaker as well. The moped, so it's like somebody's just morphed a bronze TV remote into it's like a child's toy. Do you remember those Power Wheels things in the 90s?
Yes.
Electric kids' cars? They cost a fortune.
Yeah,
and
I
kids
had one
could drive
of those.
Of course you did.
When I was a little peanut, I had that. And I used to drive around
at 4 miles an hour, terrorizing the neighborhood. Did you chop into a lowrider because you're Latin?
That was a Jeep. It was in the style of a Jeep.
Intentional, casual, racist joke there. Only joking. Boots. Don't be offended. See, like this is a pickup shot. You know this bit.
Oh yeah.
This is right near the end. They did this guerrilla style. They didn't have permission to shoot this. They did it on the fly. They did this without permits.
Yeah.
Well, it just rips off the bits of the steering column and just manually twists the ignition. It's great. No, but he don't get enough props for this, I think, Schwarzenegger. Like, he does a really good job in this. Because you believe he's a robot killing machine. And I think that's one of his roles that's way harder to do than it seems.
Wasn't Cameron, like, he didn't have money at the time? Like, when he was pretty broke when he was doing this film.
Well, it was his first proper. I mean, he did Piranha. He directed Piranha 2, The Spawning. So he came from Roger Corman's fold, didn't he? But this was his first proper breakout. Studios taking a chance on me, you know.
Because the guy was I thought like he was living in his car or something. You know that's some like Play-Doh. That's gross.
Oh, the size of that hair. There we go. First, oh dear, it's not here anymore. The fantastic, the most legendary character actor, Mr. Dick Miller. God bless him.
Did he just recently die?
it was a couple of years ago ish. I can't remember exactly, but it wasn't
Yeah.
that long ago. He'd been in an obscene amount of films,
Mm.
but mostly as that guy kind of thing. Just what you see, pal. Who's in
Who's in that millimeter?
It's the idea of a home defense. And a Franchi Spaz 12 gauge. And, I mean, I'd love to know, like, because, you know, I'm just a humble Brit here, right? Wrong. You can't do that here. But I'd love to know this, like, in gun shops in the 80s, if anyone is American and was around gun shops in the 80s, could you just straight up go into your local corner shop, gun shop, and just buy an Uzi? I mean, I'm curious. Like, you just...
I definitely wouldn't know, but I assume it's one of those things where it depends, like, state to state, right?
Yeah. Well, no, sure.
Because New York has one of the toughest gun laws.
Well, historically so.
Yeah. But we also have a higher population. I think peak crime...
Well, you're the most condensed
Yeah.
people in terms of, like, square miles
Yeah.
and stuff.
If you look at a timeline of sort of like when the you know, like the most violence occurred, it was always when the population increased. So like 1990 is when it hit its peak.
When you get like a surge in population,
Yeah.
you get that sudden influx. Well, that goes.
Don't forget it was post Reagan too.
Well, that goes back historically since
Yeah.
you know your city started, really.
Yeah.
8 Pomeranians.
Oh no, that doggy's dead now.
Yeah, that's what you should fixate on.
I do. I think about that all the time when I
all about
watch
the
films.
dogs.
I always think about the
Two things. We're trying to do a cyberpunk channel here, but really, your two questions is what happened to that dog and where does everyone poop?
Yeah, well, it's accurate.
Well, Terminator doesn't because it's an endoskeleton covered in
Yeah, and
organic matter. See, that to me doesn't seem that efficiently machine-like.
Yeah.
I understand a double tap to the head, right?
Yeah.
But you already shot her through the head once. I mean, I know you really want to make sure she's dead, but...
The amount of people
I think you need
that
6 shots to
survive
the head.
a gunshot injury to the head are very slim. So
I don't think you need 6 rounds to the back
Right.
of a corpse's head to be machine efficient. Oh, we haven't commented on Linda Hamilton's wonderful Pat Sharp for the UK viewers Funhouse era mullet. Yeah.
And she had barrettes or like some kind of like clips
They just call them hair slides over here.
Oh, or they're actually like what are the hair? Some of them are like hair picks.
Yeah, what you call barrettes, we call hair slides.
Oh, or hair combs or something.
So yeah, 'cause that's obviously green there. It never looked like that. What I've seen in the version I've seen previously.
Yeah, because is that a cotton trench or like some kind of windbreaker? Yeah, I couldn't see. I can't really
Let's get
tell.
into fashion.
Well, you know, I like it.
Then his little flashback. Oh God, I love the soundtrack. See your opticals with the lasers as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I still bang on about this because it's one of the best things ever. It's this and the future war scene from Terminator 2. It's just like $6 million they had for this in 1984. $6 million, and they made this. This would never. I mean, we say this a lot, but this would never get made nowadays.
No, you couldn't. There is no way because, you know, actors' rates also, like, just to cover all the special effects. There's all this inflation.
I mean, I'll give this to Cameron because don't get me wrong. For the listeners at home, I'm not damning Cameron. I'm damning recent years Cameron. But then, like, he was one of my favorite directors completely as a kid. And, like, I loved his earlier work, loved it, and I'll give him his due on this one, right? He knew how to squeeze every cent out of the dollar in
Oh
his
yeah.
filmmaking. I mean, like, and he's always been a perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him his due. I haven't always liked all of his stuff. With that scene, right?
Yeah.
He had to throw a miniature grenade under the model of that,
Oh my.
and they messed it up loads. And the explosion, he had to get the right kind of explosion.
Yeah.
So the special effects team, you see that there,
Yeah.
right? The explosion that they did, it was actually, they were messed about because it had to look like kind of a fragmentation device, and they actually used walnut dust.
Oh, because that
Right?
actually
Because
works better
well, the way
than.
it sparks,
Yeah.
but they messed around with loads of different like explosive compounds to get the right effect.
It's pretty amazing that they said, "Oh, walnut dust."
Because it gives that orange sparky sort of explosion when they do it.
Oh well, that person is dead.
Yep. But I love this because it's the great thing about this. It's brief. You see him burning and he's in agony. It's like it's so dismal.
Yeah.
Like it's so bleak. The future, like, and you really like. What I love about this film is its economy of storytelling. Like, it's not one of those lazy. You have an over expositional scene.
Yeah.
It's the classic case of like show don't tell. He does a great job with it. It's, I mean, you got. It's mostly shot at night as well.
Well, this
The
one.
giant VCR size
This
Walkman.
one is definitely more scary than the second one.
Well, I think that's the funny thing, isn't it? Because I think, even though over the years I've said this, as a kid, I actually saw Terminator 2 first before I saw the Terminator, and I liked it better because I was like about 10, 11 years old at the time. And it's more actiony, so it engages like a little boy better. But it's an action film.
Mm-hmm.
And this film is a horror film. So it's kind of weird comparing the two because even though I think over time this has slightly edged out the sequel for me in terms of what I prefer the most, but I still adore the sequel, right? But it's kind of like a bit apples and oranges.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like asking you to compare your favourite horror film, which you like better, your favourite horror film or your favourite action film. Right? Well, they're different genres. So, battle for the big hair. You'll love Matt, like, without taking a breath, just goes straight back into phone sex mode.
I had a weird Walkman like that when I was a kid.
What, the size of your head?
Well, yeah, and it was like, like the headphones really didn't sit on your ear properly. They were kind of like, and they felt uncomfortable.
Lance Henriksen again, who was originally in mind for the Terminator role, but James Cameron mainstay. He's just a dude, ain't he? Have you ever seen the film Stone Cold?
No.
Oh, it's criminally underrated as a brilliant trashy action film. One of Brian Bosworth's two big roles, and Lance Henriksen plays the bad guy, Chains in it. Brian Bosworth, oh, Jesus, it's like Brian May level. Wow.
I was born in the wrong time.
See, as much as I love much of the culture that came from the 80s, you look at those two ladies, as fantastic as they are, you think, how did anyone get laid back then? That's what you dress like to go out. Like, what made me look hot? A long rah-rah skirt and a peach cardigan.
I actually do like that skirt, though.
Yeah. Taste is dubious.
It's actually really good. Your taste is dubious.
Well, I'm with you, aren't I?
Oh, there
Deep
you
burn.
have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a row.
Let's interrupt one of the finest films ever committed to celluloid by having a domestic.
Also, like one of the best films to feature a cute little iguana. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, bless him. We should get an iguana.
they're actually kind of aggressive. He actually looks really
he looks
upset.
really pissed off.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So yeah, this is her dressing down. She actually looks better dressed down than she did dressed up. She looked like somebody's mother if she was a librarian. Good old pervy Matt. Kissing her in a bird's nest of a hair. That's it, Sarah. You hit the road in your bronze TV remote scooter. God, the amount of products in that hair. This is why we have a hole in the ozone layer, kids. It's like all the hair products people used in the 80s.
Well, no, what you did
Chlorofluorocarbons.
what you did was, because like I had this done when I was a kid, I went for a perm. Not the one where you straighten your hair, but the one where they actually just give you so much volume.
Like a bubble perm.
Yeah. And
is that when I
my
saw
mom
you where you had simultaneously really curly hair, but it looked like you put all the products in it in the world?
What age are you thinking? 12?
Like 12, 13.
No, that's actually my hair.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But it was one of those things as like a kid, and like, you know, in the 80s, it's just to get like that it's sort of, it's not frizzy, but it stays big and, you know.
Did fashions move slower in New York?
No, but you know, I wanted to be like everybody else. They were like getting their hair done, so I was like, I guess I'll get a perm.
Fair enough. Okay. Now put a cigarette on it. Back when you could chain smoke in a police office.
Yeah.
Police office. I was going to say a police station. Hello, welcome to the police office.
Well, also you could still smoke on a plane.
Oh my god, I love that. As someone who hates flying, and in addition to hating flying, doesn't like to be in a terrifying like aluminium tube.
Gotta say though, that's probably the best thing that they ever did to stop people from smoking in an airplane.
What terror?
Yeah.
Ginger really likes her music. I feel that was just written in the script. Ginger really loves her Walkman.
Yeah.
Back in the day when you guys all cops chain smoked because of the stress, and died of a heart attack at 57 because of all the danishes with cheese and cigarettes and coffee and.
Nice. You still see plenty of cops going to the donut shop or to get bagels. That's typical.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought what you get New York cops. So bear in mind, from what I've learned as a Brit, watching American movies, it's still a really dumb idea to try and like rob a donut shop at gunpoint, because chances are there'll be a couple of cops in there.
Oh
anyway.
yeah, or even like a bagel place.
Well, there you go. Those stereotypes come from somewhere.
Well, you know, how are you gonna pass up good donuts or good bagels?
I do love a good. I'll give this to you, Yanks. You can do a good donut. You can do a good donut. I had to swear off donuts for a little while. I was getting to a point where I was eating a bit too many of them.
And Tesco brand is not too bad, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, we got Krispy Kreme now. We've had them for a few years.
We have that too. We have such a variety of donut places.
We've had them for about 10 years though now,
Yeah.
give or take. But actually, some of the Tesco's, the bigger Tesco's actually have like a little Krispy Kreme section.
Yeah.
But
what's your favorite?
see, I'm kind of a bit boring like that. I kind of like your general like ring glazed donut.
You don't like jelly or anything like that?
No, I do. But there was this one thing, but it was, what is it about companies that make their best stuff limited edition for no reason? Because they had this amazing coffee one. I had a coffee cream in it, but it was like a limited edition one. Like, that's the best donut they ever made. Like, why? So you got Kyle Reese trying best not to look like a flasher, chasing after the wonderfully talented yet poodle-haired Sarah Connor. Oh my god, I wish this was a real place. Tech Noir though.
She thinks he's the killer.
Well, I mean, he is kind of staring at her looking creepy in a trench coat. I mean, to be fair, Sarah, like, you know, Kyle, you're not doing your best to be, like, slick. We're a nightclub that plays exclusively triangles, featuring Tawny Kane. But I don't care. I'm telling you, if you want to make an honest woman out of me, we're having Burn in the Third Degree for our wedding song.
I swear to God.
I'm not joking.
It's your day.
No, it isn't my day. I'm just saying that's a condition. And I want to hire people in mullets to dance like that. Oh my
God, I'm so eloping with myself. I'm going to be married to myself.
Hey, look. What's wrong with what I just said? Look at how those white people are getting down. Who says we got no rhythm? Couldn't even start that sentence without
God.
keeping a straight face, let alone finish it. Yeah, I'm thinking about Mexican Venus. Dude.
Yeah, that is, you know, with respect to Arnie, I mean, come on. It's a little...
I'm referring to the Bill Burr. He's been in the zone for 40 years. Why can't he do that? That's a layup. I'm still trying to teach myself Rosetta Stone Spanish. He should be humping furniture in Transylvania. Gap between his teeth, I can fit this mic cord through. I love it. Again, that's the thing. 80s and 90s films, mad American sandwiches. This start with Scooby-Doo. It's like, what I'm going to do? I'm going to make all the sandwiches. Does Pugsley not have a terrarium?
Yeah, that poor animal. He's going to die.
Just being around eating things. Poor Matt. Poor horny Matt. All he wanted to do is say creepy things down the phone and spend time with his, you know, perma Walkman listening girlfriend. There is 84 when a man wore briefs. Sexy, stripy briefs.
Yeah.
To be fair, Matt, give him his due, right? You consider all things, right? He puts up a better fight than most. Yeah. Barehanded against the Terminator. I mean, considering that he's, you know, it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger-shaped cyborg.
Yeah.
Probably should have started with a gun, shouldn't you there, Mr. T-800? I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure if Arnie Terminator went to a room with me, I'd get my neck snapped in like half a second.
Probably.
With the long slide and the giant laser pointer. Sure again. Sarah Connor. See, this is twice in this film where she's just like the victim of unfortunate timing.
Right.
First one, like, oh, yeah, I just so happened to leave an answer phone message at the time when a cyborg killing machine from the future is looking for me and trying to murder me. I like standing on things. If it's not a plastic truck, it's some Walkman headphones.
Yeah, those were not designed well.
No, they weren't. Thin strip of like.
Well, they just never sat right.
No, I remember. Jeez, I'm older than you, and I remember.
I remember, not by much.
Oh my God. See, for the listeners at home, apart from like my completely reasonable burning the third degree wedding dance request that I've made, if you know Juju and I were to get married, the other one is that we have a tech noir themed room where I get to build my own arcade cabinet, and we have a decent like TV and surround sound setup and a jukebox. And maybe a life-size T-800 endoskeleton.
Because that's not scary.
put my coat on it and stuff. Give him a nickname.
It's
It'd be
a
fine.
coat rack.
Yeah. Oh, the best song ever. Yeah, it looks very smooth in this, doesn't he, Arnie?
Yeah. Well, they probably spritzed him.
Yeah. No one want to nitpick in one of my favourite films of all time, right? It's one thing to cover an endoskeleton in organic tissue. But surely you need something that gives a blood supply. So I think it was supposed to be like in the original cut, like in the original script, sorry, I should say. He's supposed to have a thing about eating Milky Ways. Because he ate a bit it was like to fuel his organic parts.
Right.
Because obviously, if you just put like skin on a robot, it'd be fine for an hour or so.
Yeah.
But then if there's nothing connecting that and supplying it with blood or whatever, then it's just going to decay.
Because I'd assume, or it's just some kind of polymer that's supposed to...
No, but it is organic tissue, remember? Because it's got to have organic tissue. But then when they kind of mess this up where they can't take weapons back, right?
Because only
it's in the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Yeah.
They actually like just implanted guns underneath the skin. So there's one bit where John Connor was in a classroom and this fake supply teacher carved his thigh open and pulled like a 9mm out of it. Same thing as you think, again, where it falls apart in Terminator 2, where like he's only supposed to send organic material through, so T-1000, he's all liquid metal, but he was fine. I'm going to nitpick because they're amazing films. Oh, Michael Biehn. You have to play Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. That game is possibly the most designed game for me specifically that ever existed ever. At least the guy in the white suit jacket doesn't he gets away. The guy with the freshest moves. I like that look at him, so woo! Looks a bit surprised there, Arnie.
Oh, she's lucky.
Yeah. Human shield. Back in the 80s and to an extent the early 90s, where the Uzi was the standard submachine gun of choice in all action movies.
Or at least, I guess they thought it was like the most sci-fi.
Well, no, it was kind of trendy. It was it was the best submachine gun on the market,
right,
in the 80s at the time. Replaced, I believe, in certain special forces by the Heckler & Koch MP5, which is what you saw in Die Hard, the terrorist guns. There you go, a bit of wanky gun knowledge for nerds.
Get together.
Have you laughs? That Christmas decoration where someone did the aluminium foil around the glass is one of the best things I've ever seen. See, what I find interesting about this, again, slightly nitpicky, because I do love this film, but then he is a machine, right? So therefore, he's not going to run out of stamina. Yeah. And imagine, because he really made a point of the T-1000 in T2 that he could run very fast.
Yeah.
In this one, they're kind of keeping pace with him.
Yeah.
Okay, he might be the T-1000, but still, the dude's a robot. He's going to be able to run faster than humans. Yeah? Well, this is the bit where he was really pissed off at the time, right?
Yeah.
Because he poured acid on him. That's why he's smoking.
Yeah.
I can't remember what acid compound it was, but it was very watered down. It's very diluted.
But it was still
But
caustic.
he was not. No, he was fine.
Yeah.
You didn't get it in your eyes or whatever. You didn't swallow it. You're okay. It's not going to eat through your skin. I can't remember what acid it was, right? But he was really pissy about it at the time, apparently. Because it's like he didn't realise there was like different kinds of acid. But you're not putting concentrated fluoronic acid on him or anything like that. That could eat through pretty much anything. Oh, jeez, have you seen what fluoronic acid can do?
No.
It's frightening. It's thousands of times stronger than the most concentrated sulfuric acid.
Jesus.
Yeah, you gotta really keep that in specific container. It's way worse than xenomorph blood.
I just think it's so funny how his hair got singed in the shape of a mullet, and he has no eyebrows. Very punk.
Yeah. Well, this is a great scene though, because he manages to explain to her what the deal is in the most efficient way possible, and again, it's like there's no awkward. It's no part of it seems like awkward exposition.
Yeah.
And this is why I hate, because as a writer, it's not that. So there's times when you need exposition, right? There's times where you just need to say certain things.
Yeah.
But you can always, if you're not too lazy, cloak it in certain actions where it seems like natural dialogue. Instead, the way I hate it is like, you always see this in like military briefings.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, we have been fighting this enemy for some time. Like why you wouldn't give that in a briefing? It seems very unnatural. See, I like the way that they kept solid with that with the voice imitation. Because I think in T2, I can't remember if in the original theatrical cut you saw him doing that in the phone box where he's talking to John's adopted parents. Can't remember if that was the original theatrical one or the director's cut, which is awesome. For the listeners at home, I really would love to do a Terminator 2 commentary, although we're trying to keep this cyberpunky, and if I'm being all prissy about it, Terminator 2, I'm not sure if you could really justify it for the cyberpunk genre. But however, we will do it if people want us to, because I'd be more than happy to, and so would Juju, I'm sure. I'm just speaking for you now, by the way.
Yeah, that's good.
Like the man in the relationship.
Exactly. And I'm just watching the film.
I'll tell you what you wants is. Well, I'm going to drop you in the shit in a minute because I need to go for a slash.
Yeah. Of course you do.
Well, I'm just putting you on the spot. I thought I'd do that. Because I'm a horrible man like that.
Yep.
You can get past your mid-30s, kids. And I'm talking to men out there, or the young lads. You're all fine now where you are,
but prostate starts to go.
Your prostate gets to you. It catches up. It does catch up. You might feel invincible because you're 22 or whatever, but
yeah,
it happens, mate. Trust me. We're all mortal. Right. Okay. Entertain the kids.
Okay.
I'll be quick.
I'll do that.
Keep talking.
How many commentaries has this been now that you get up?
I've got a shy bladder.
There's no such thing as intermission when you're over here.
I can't help it. Keep talking.
Yeah, I'm talking. So glad that he left me alone here with you guys. Yeah, I like how he's trying to convince her at this present moment that he's from the future. Could you imagine if anybody, just came up to you and said, hey, I'm here to help you. I know everything that's going to happen. You'd be like, yeah, right. Yeah. Not really convincing her, especially when he's grabbing her really tight. Don't you get it? You're gonna die. You're killing me. This is painful.
What? On your own?
Yeah.
And the spotlight's on you?
Yeah.
Well, do your job, biatch.
My job? My job is just to sit here and look cute.
No, it isn't. It doesn't work so well when it's a podcast.
I know. And sit here in my underwear, it doesn't even matter.
Such a tease.
Yeah.
Oh. Apologies, everyone.
Yeah, I'm sure you're sorry.
I've got to that stage in a man's life.
Just don't drink liquid anymore.
That's the weird thing. Liquid tends to have to be drunk.
Yeah. Or I guess don't drink liquid that makes you pee like a racehorse.
Well, like any kind of liquid.
No, but beer especially.
Your argument's falling apart under scrutiny there, kid. Oh, poor Sarah. I think all things considered, she takes it pretty much in her stride, really.
Well, she didn't believe him initially. That's
Well, why
why I was
would
just
you?
going.
Well, continue just doing a regular
I'm from the
shift.
future. I'm here to save you. And it's like she still thinks it's just some dude.
Well, wouldn't you?
Of course I would. I think he belongs in a mental institution.
That's why I think they're the most tragic couple. Because, like, you know, they're both kind of doomed. I mean, as soon as this thing happens, they're both destined to be unhappy. You know, I mean, like, her life could have been better at the time. But until then, hey, at least she was just like a regular young waitress with potential options.
Thing is, though, why even kill her around this time? Why not go back even further, prevent her from not being born?
Well, it depends how far you go with it, doesn't it? I mean, as much as I love the Terminator films, let's face it, right? The time travel aspect's always been pretty sketchy.
Well, it's like only anything organic could pass through the portal. It's like, why?
Until the second one where something inorganic passes through the portal.
But that's the thing. It's like, what makes you think that a human body could withstand something like that?
Well, that's the other thing
stable?
that they mess up in the future films, right? Because, like, if you remember, earlier in this one, right, where Reese, when he drops, he's in agony. He's racked with pain. It's supposed to be incredibly painful. And then I'm pretty sure in the future ones, like Terminator Genesis, which we won't talk about because it's dog shit.
It's brilliant.
No, it's not. And
it's amazing.
You don't believe that.
It is so good.
You can't troll me to my face when I actually already know your original
I can't wait to do a commentary by myself about it.
I tell you what, you bloody well have to be. I wouldn't be doing it. Look, I mean, in all seriousness though, right? Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But if you believe that any Terminator film apart from the first two are good, you are just demonstrably wrong. I'm sorry. And I'll die on that hill, and you can bitch to me in the comments all you want, and I will happily ignore you because I'm too lazy to actually enter into a debate with you. But there's plenty of material out there which supports my opinion.
Thank you for the long rant.
Oh, come on then.
Hopefully you don't have to pee again.
No, dog shit. I won't. I'm alright for the rest of it. I reckon. I'll tie a knot in it. You're alright. So this is where you really see where he's screwed. Because, I mean, the guy is basically being born and raised in a concentration camp. It's pretty much never light because it's implied that there's a nuclear winter. You know, you launch so many nukes, there's so much... You know about nuclear winters, right?
Yes.
Yeah. For anyone out there who doesn't, the whole point is if you launch that many nukes, it throws up that much ash and debris into the atmosphere that it literally blocks out the sun for decades.
Well, yeah, kind of like what they did in the Matrix mythology.
Yeah, that they didn't really touch on properly. Wait a minute, it's those two geysers I'm looking for.
Damn you kids.
Scooby-Doo Terminator. And I would have blown her head off if it wasn't for that pesky Reese.
Right. See, when cars used to be like...
Shotgun jousting there.
giant cabooses. Like
Yeah.
my family
When they
had
had
a
like
car
a
just
zero,
like that.
when they
Yeah,
had like a 30-yard turning circle
yeah.
because everything there's no power steering and like
You could literally fit 3 or 4 people up in the front. That's how big it
you haven't
was.
see as a British guy we never had cars like that. We always had like 2 individual seats in the front and the sort of bench seat at the back where you can maybe fit 4 children crammed in side by side. Small children, but
Yeah, the car that my parents had, it was from the 70s, and they eventually like sold it in the early 90s, and then they bought an American car, and it was terrible.
so you piss
uh,
off a lot of our audience now by saying American cars are shit.
well, I forget what it was, but it wasn't a very good car. It broke down a lot, so to be fair, it was.
See, as a foreigner, right, I've got quite a lot of love for American cars, mainly like, yeah, we've spoken about this, like, your old muscle cars.
Oh yeah.
Like, the cars you guys made in the 60s and 70s were just awesome. I mean, way too much power and torque. Like, you couldn't steer the things.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
at high speed. It was very much designed for,
Oh,
like,
look, a Datsun.
Datsun. My dad had a Datsun at one point.
Did he?
Oh my god, it was crap.
Oh my goodness.
No, Reese, don't try and shoot the cops in the face. No, Reese, they'll kill you. He's not black. He's got a chance. Sorry, political joke there. So, and somehow, like, the T800 just ninjaed out of there. Somehow.
He went invisible.
Yeah. The giant Austrian just tiptoed out there.
Or he's under the car.
It's like, well, he's gone.
Well,
No point in searching for him.
He literally had to just be under there, or like nobody could see him running away.
Yeah.
Like a giant rope.
Mr. Universe just legging it down the parking garage. The perma smoking guy. But identify for someone else for plot reasons. We need to move this film along.
Right.
Oh, poor Sarah. No, I mean, to be fair though, give her a due. One day she's going to shift in a regular restaurant job. The next.
Wait, isn't her character supposed to be 19 years old here?
I'm not actually sure how old she's supposed to be. She's supposed to be young.
Because if she's 19 here, it wouldn't.
Yeah, but that's what they kind of do.
Second.
Well, the thing is, right, she was supposed to have had the kid, had John Connor, in 1984, right? So I'm guessing this is supposed to be early 1984, because obviously John Connor wouldn't have been born in that same year otherwise, right? We mean the first quarter of 1984. But then you see people go, yeah, well, it says he's supposed to be like 10 years old in the sequel.
Right.
People go, oh, but it's only 91. Like, I think it's implied that Terminator 2 is set in 1994 instead of 1991.
Right.
Even though it never explicitly states that.
Right.
But then the weird thing is he's supposed to be 10 years old, but then Edward Furlong looks older than 10.
Well, he looks like he's 15.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be 10.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
X-Acto blade.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You know how many times I saw some kid cut their hand open?
What were you doing in your art school?
Well, yeah, because a lot of graphic designers,
they're super sharp. The scalpel blades, essentially, aren't they?
Yeah. And forget it, if you're rushing for class and you didn't do it, because sometimes you had to paste together a bunch of stuff. Just dripping with blood all.
Great bit of puppetry from Stan Winston there. See,
you ever want to do that? Just cut your arm open just to see if you're...
I was a Terminator. If I was a Terminator, I don't need to do that because I know my life would be better if I was.
Some kind of robot.
I'd be less indecisive. See, who put him in those clothes? Who put him in that t-shirt? Do you know what's creepy about this is? if this was real in
Right.
1984, people would legit think he was mental.
Oh yeah, they
But
wouldn't
then,
even entertain him.
because the thing is absolutely off is not, right? But then, I'm not saying people would believe him now, but some of the things that he's talking about are far more relatable now.
Well, that's the thing. If you told somebody, "Hey, AI is going to take over the world," they'd be like, "Absolutely! I've seen the movies. I've prepared for this. I had my
I bet there's some AI survivalists out
I
there who
have
live off
my
the grid.
right. I have
Some
my
crazy crackpot with a beard and a shotgun with like no TV or phone lines out in the
They
woods.
got a bug out vehicle, everything.
Hilarious because they've seen Terminator 2 and they just couldn't handle it.
Hey, you never
Dr.
know.
Silverman with his look. That's a set for 1984. That is a 70s as hell collar. Oh, Michael Bean. I could have met him. I told you, didn't I, in
Yeah.
2016, with
You should just.
with our friends Richard and Tonkin. I know, but they even went in the same place as him. They chickened out as part of their chat.
Really?
No, I'm not being detrimental in saying they chickened out because they're big fat pussies or anything like that. It's more the fact that I would have done the same thing. And apparently he was on his phone. He looked quite occupied. Like, they didn't want to interrupt him. And to be fair, I wouldn't either. Because this is interesting because, like, what slight nitpick for me, right? Why does he need an eyeball? Because he's a machine. He sees through his machine eye, right? So wouldn't that be more like a lens that was made to look like a human eyeball that he could see through?
Well, I also thought that it was just to give the appearance that he's more.
No, I know that, but why can't it be a lens and not a full organic human eyeball? Oh, this looks so janky. It's like, it's 1984. Piss off. This is amazing. I told
Pretty good.
No, I got 1984, dude.
And with the budget that they had.
Check your barnet there, Arnie.
Your mullet.
Where's the best place to keep my assault rifle and shotgun? Oh, in the mattress. See, again, if I'm being nitpicky, you think like the whole point of a T-800 is he's like an infiltration unit, right? You're supposed to slip right in. That's a giant man. And he's wearing bike leathers. You're going to notice him if he's walking down the street. He's not going to blend in.
Well, I also think it's
they went with that
weird.
idea of the T-1000 though in the sequel.
Yeah, I also think it's weird that they didn't send like 2 or 3. Why just send 1?
It was it was some contrived reason, like because they destroyed. They basically, I think. Oh god, I'm going to get crucified for this in the comments, so I can't remember. But they sort of stopped them from sending more than one. The human resistance.
Right.
That's all they could manage. Now again, don't think too hard about the time travel aspect, because as much as I adore the first 2 films, it doesn't really hold up to scrutiny. Yeah. Yeah. That's how you find out. He's just being, and it's cool how they sort of mirror this scene in the sequel with Sarah losing her mind. Do you know what?
But then she works out.
I mean, to be fair, it's not. I think at this point, it's not necessarily that she believes he's full on crazy. She's just freaked out by the whole ordeal.
Well, she would believe if she saw, like, what the Terminator actually is. Like, if she saw the eye, the arm, everything, and he's still...
All things considered, I think she, takes it on the chin better than I would or you would in that situation.
I mean, because the whole thing is, if you can't stop it, you know?
It's what they call body armor. It won't stop everything.
He could probably punch through that.
So it's fine up until like a cyborg killing machine from the future. But no, this is kind of realistic though, because the team is like a PCP addict, right?
Yeah.
Because that does numb the pain. It gives you like crazy stamina. You don't feel anything.
I don't know if you remember, like a few years back, there were like a few people that started doing like these weird.
You're talking about bath salts.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh my god, it's zombies," and they went really mental.
Trying to eat his mate or something like that.
No, it was this guy. He started eating a homeless guy's face.
How was it? That was like a spike in sort of casual drug use, wasn't it? Like bath salts like blew up all these stories within the space of a year, and it kind of went away, didn't it?
I mean, it's horrible. Like his face was completely gone. I think they might have given him
How does that not look
transplant.
Immediately suspect?
Right? Yeah, no,
a giant man walks in
with a mullet and
I have
leather
an Austrian accent. I'm infiltrating from East Europe. I fit right in Los Angeles. Right. Do you know where the whole "I'll be back" thing comes from?
No.
This bit. Originally, Cameron wanted to say "I will be back."
Yeah.
That was the line. Because Arnold's English still wasn't great in '84. He couldn't say "I will be back." He couldn't pronounce it properly.
It does sound. It's a bit more cumbersome, don't you think, to say "I will be back"?
No, true, I agree. But I think he was thinking from a robotic point of view, like "I will be back."
Yeah.
"I'll be back" sounds a bit more casual.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound as robotic, but like he couldn't.
It does sound better though.
But he couldn't say it. That's why he says that. He couldn't say it at the time.
In a weird way, that is a happy little accident.
Interesting bit of trivia, if you didn't know that. It's like a reverse Leon. See. Oh, see, I love
that.
I love De Leon, but that doesn't got anything to do with Cyberpunk right now.
Nope.
But it's a great film. Sean Reno is great. So this is kind of cool because like you didn't really see like first person shots that much from a sort of like from a action point of view that much at that time.
Yeah.
That looked a little cut there. This.
Cutting the power.
It's like he lifts up the fuse box.
I know,
and then
that's
just rips the. Like I'm pretty sure you don't need to like put the fuse box. I'm pretty sure if you just tear the cable out, that'll do the job, mate.
I mean, unless they have like a generator, then you have to.
Oh, daughter of an engineer over here. Oh, look at those kicks. Those sexy ass kicks.
I know.
God, I tell you what, if I had those shoes, I think they'd be like only on special occasion shoes. They're the kind of shoes that if I got like a stain on them, I'd be heartbroken.
Well, you have to take like a little bit of baking soda and brush it out.
I would. I'd be like,
or like some toothpaste.
One of the few things where I get really pissed off, like
yeah.
We start to rain, I panic. Like that.
Well, see, now you know how I feel.
What?
Certain shoes, I'm like, no.
Nice little clip that I might have taken there from the trailer for our channel. Just go. Oh, little plug for the channel. If you're listening to this anyway, you're watching the channel.
Obviously.
Kind of redundant.
Yeah. I like how he passed under the thing that said felony something else, but it's like, yeah, how many felonies are you committing here? Watch, Commander.
See, you don't. I've got a weird feeling the comics, like, did Lance Henriksen or Drexler's character survive? Again, would he have to do that, or would he just not boot it in? Oh yeah, well, because it's
Ruse. Oh. He just walked through the wall.
Yeah. No, he'd just kick it through. Well, this is what I mean. Like, I think what was slightly lost in their sequel was because you see the way the Terminator behaves.
Yeah.
In this film, he's absolutely like the quickest route between 2 points is
yeah.
a straight line. And there's no wasted energy there. He doesn't meander around. He's direct.
Yeah, he essentially just moves through things.
Yeah. Whereas I think that was lost a little bit in the second one. He didn't seem to have quite as much like machine-like efficiency.
He was slightly more human.
Yeah, but I mean,
I guess that was
but you could also make the argument that it's because of John Connor's influence.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm not gonna like really be down like that. Because they filmed one of the deleted scenes is round about this time. They were gonna have it so like she tries running away, and he threatens to shoot her. Kyle Reese does, and they decide to get rid of that because like number one, he wouldn't do that because he knows what she's worth,
right?
And he wouldn't do that because he's trying to put her at ease,
right?
And also he has like feelings for her as well,
right?
So she's already terrified. So like his character wouldn't do that. He'd try and, I mean, in the original scene, it's not like he's doing it out of desperation to sort of threaten her to like not go anywhere.
Well, initially, but like he's like trying to bone her, so he's like, "Listen, I gotta put you."
Trying to bone her from the beginning.
I gotta put you at ease, baby.
Well, no, he doesn't know that he's John Connor's dad in the future. Gotta stay here. I gotta bone you, Sarah. That's not an easy line to come out. It's one thing to go.
It's a paradox.
Well, do you think like it's one thing to kind of go, I'll travel back through time to protect you, but how rapey does it sound? We go, no, we've got to hook up. Like,
right.
No, the fate of the that sounds like the worst bullshit line ever.
It's like the universe.
Yeah, the human race will be nothing if I gotta poke you. like yeah, if I had a quid for every time I heard that, if I had $1, it's like no, I'm serious. Like humanity will be doomed unless like we get jiggy.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a bold line. Like that's you gotta give him that much.
What if she said, "Oh, actually, I'm on my period. I don't really feel like it."
Came back too early / late. It's that poodle hair. I just can't resist it.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
It's like, oh my god, Sarah, you were so hot when you presented Funhouse. See, I wish I'd shown you a clip from Funhouse because you could see how accurate that was. You saw Pat Sharp on that Nevermind the Buzzcocks clip anyway, didn't you? That's when he had shorter hair. But you used to have the most grandiose mullet you've ever seen in your life. It's breathtaking. Hashtag Keanu Reeves, hashtag callback.
Yeah, you guys like the shag haircut and mullet over here a lot. It's really.
This is coming from a Yank.
What? What are we?
You don't like them? No, it was a time specific thing.
Well, you should see like now it's coming back too. Like there are women that are getting these long shag haircuts, and I'm like, I don't know.
Well, someone must be putting a stylistic gun to their head. That's all I can say. Or they're mental.
Or they don't mind how it grows out.
Hey, do what you like as long as it's not hurting anybody. But fashion draws a line. That's all I'm saying. Oh, Michael Biehn. Why weren't you a full A-list star? I was saying this to Juju earlier, right? As a kid, my heroes were thus: Harrison Ford, Michael Biehn, Rutger Hauer, and Bruce Willis as a little kid. And then they obviously expanded to include like Stallone and Van Damme and Schwarzenegger as well. But, not Seagal, because even when I was a kid and I saw his films, I knew he was crap and fat.
Oh my god.
Basically, the way South Park describes him? That.
Did you see his, did I ask you this already? Did you see his stupid reality show where he's a cop?
Yeah, Steven Seagal Lawman. I saw a couple of them.
God.
Well, I told you, didn't I? I used to work in a really crap hotel in Buxton, in Derbyshire. I won't name any names, but I was treated appallingly by them. And it's apparently the oldest hotel in the country, but it's a family-run business, and they were dicks. Anyway, it's by the by. It's near the Buxton Opera House. And so everybody who used to perform at Buxton Opera House, it was like a stone's throw from the Buxton Opera House. So everyone who used to perform there used to stay there because it had this prestigious kind of air to it because it was old, right? And it was close. And basically, Steven Seagal, his like what was like blues Cajun band that he had going, right after about a week or two after I got fired from there for like having to take the flak for one of the daughters, assistant managers. Not that I'm bitter because they could go themselves, but when she wasn't pulling her weight and I took the flak for her, he ended up staying there, and I was like, oh, I would have loved to be there because I would have been on shift if that was the case when he came in.
So even though he's not quite a decent dude, you still...
No, it would have been fascinating just to see what he's like. Because he's clearly a dickhead. But I would have liked to see that firsthand. You know what I mean? Like, I would like to see what he's like.
I had the opportunity to punch out Steven Seagal.
Oh, this seems so awesome. Oh, another callback from that expertly edited trailer that someone did.
There you go.
See, that rifle they got there, which is... it looks like an SA-80, but it isn't. That they've monned up. They replicated that in the PC game Future Shock, which the Bethesda game, I believe, back in the 90s. They had Future Shock and they had Skynet. And they were very flawed in terms of their actual gameplay, but in the aesthetics and the vision, they were cool. And they were unreasonably difficult, like most Terminator video games were. Actually, it's a weird thing. Like the vast majority of Terminator video games were horrifically difficult. I remember playing the T2 arcade game on the Amiga, my friend's Amiga. Couldn't get past the second level.
That hard?
On easy. It was stupid. I swear to God, it wasn't possible. See, look how they're all dressed, looking all dirty and stuff, just like they didn't honor in Terminator Genesis.
Yeah.
It's almost as if they never bothered to watch the film. Everyone looks knackered, and dirty, and that's the point. Like, humanity's supposed to be hanging on by a thread. Kyrie's joking about shooting a kid there. But everyone looks miserable, that's the point. They're hanging on. And Terminator Genesis, it's like this, but shinier. What's on TV? Fire. Fire's on TV.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this version seems way more bleak.
This is what helps you really sympathise with Kyle Reese, because you think, Jesus, the dude's had no life. He's just known misery. And you have to fight tooth and nail just to literally get by another day.
Yeah.
There you go. People living on rats. And he has this tremendous burden put on his shoulders.
Got that sexy headband.
Yeah, it's 94. Of course, you had dogs. Yeah, because that was a T600, wasn't it? Because they were covered in rubber skin, or is that supposed to be T600?
Now, is this another bodybuilder?
Yeah.
I think did he happen to be Arnold's friend?
You're thinking of the guy whose name I've forgotten. He shot the dog. But
maybe it's good that
it's such a good scene. Oh, it's constructed so well. It's just like because the whole thing about this is like sci-fi horror. It's misery.
Yeah.
It's bleak and horrible.
Oh no.
It's used so.
Yeah.
The trailer picture. That's so good though, the way you see it in that light. God, I love this film. It's one of the best films ever made, and I'll fight anyone who disagrees with me. I really will. It's amazing. That's why Kyle's so sad, 'cause all he's ever known is tragedy.
Yeah.
And ironically, even though he's here now helping Sarah escape, this is probably the happiest time he's ever had in his life.
Well,
and while he's being pursued by a killing machine from the future.
I wonder if like he's also like a little bit envious too, because.
Well, I imagine that at least it's very disorienting.
Sure.
Because on the one hand, he's got, oh look, trees and stuff like that.
Right.
Haven't seen those before. Doesn't this look all pretty? But he's not allowed to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because he's a soldier and he's got to keep in mind the mission at hand. So I thought that was a bit rogue because you didn't need that shot in there. Oh my god. If I ever fucking get hair like that all over my body, just take a flamethrower to me. Optional choice. I'm sorry, right, but if I've got hair coming off my back that stands out 3 inches from my skin,
gotta get waxed.
You're allowed to leave me. I wouldn't resent you for it. The line's got to be drawn somewhere. Be fair to you. Good God. Was this sponsored by Nike?
Mm-hmm.
You pronounce it Nike or Nike where you are?
Nike.
See, it's kind of divided over here, to be honest. It's like Adidas or Adidas.
Adidas.
Well, again, divided over here.
Well, if you came to America, they would be like, what are you talking about?
I'm like, English, do you speak it? Cold in there, Sarah.
Well, because if you just start saying Nike, I mean, people will be like, what? Nike? Is that what you mean?
But I don't get where's the E come from? Because there's no apostrophe there. There's no accent. You don't pronounce bikey, do you?
Bikey.
But I'm saying. And now the cat is entering the mix.
Little spark plug.
The T-shit 100. She's the infiltration unit. She just infiltrates and then doesn't do anything.
Oh, what's wrong?
Why are your ears all flat? So it looks like blue there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That looks blue.
Yeah.
Like in the dark, it looks blue.
Like, that is kind of weird. It looks way darker.
Mom,
unless that's a new jacket.
Mom, you don't understand. What really drew him to me was the fact that he smelled like tramp piss from his trousers. It's like, no. I need new clothes and everywhere else, but the crotch area has got to smell used. It's where Sarah screws up for the second time.
Oh boy.
Oh. It's like, hey, that sounds weird, but I won't question anything.
Yeah, because maybe, just maybe.
A star 69. That's what you call it, isn't it?
Yep.
It's 141, I think, over here. Now, I don't know what you use mothballs for in a pipe bomb.
I forget exactly what.
Put corn syrup there. See, I don't know what mothballs are made out of. Because nitroglycerin you can make from a bunch of things.
Well, we can look it up.
See, of course, because I was a stupid little boy who's into things, I used to be interested in, like, what explodes. But nitroglycerin, you can make it from nitric acid. And well, I'm not going to actually say. Wait, what am I talking about? I'm not going to accidentally and inadvertently tell people how to make high explosives. By the way, in case any of you listening out there are thinking about making nitroglycerin, don't. It's highly unstable and highly explosive, and you will kill yourselves. It's not Fight Club. It's not that easy. You don't just use human fat in a bathtub. You'll die. Nitroglycerin explodes in a sudden change of temperature, deterioration of the container it's contained in, impact. It's highly unstable, which is why it isn't a military explosive, because they wouldn't use it for that, because that would be mental. So don't make explosives at home.
Yeah.
Kids.
Well, here's
You'll
the thing.
die.
The reason why they're using mothballs is because, like, what they used to be made of back in the day was a highly flammable substance. So they do actually work. Now
Like
they're
paraffin or something like
just lists it right here, but now they use camphor.
that. I didn't know that. I thought they mostly used. I didn't realize they did stuff like that. I thought it's more like case like it had like cedar oil in it or something.
No, because only certain types of bugs. They don't like.
Well, I just thought it was like
cedar.
a scented thing, like
Well, yeah, like certain bugs don't like lavender. Certain bugs don't like cedar. Like, for example, I used to have a cedar chest years ago, and I put all my thick blankets in there, and nothing used to touch it because they just hate the smell of the wood.
Well, it's quite a strong smelling wood.
Yeah. Oh, I used to love that.
Let's talk about carpentry instead of the Terminator.
Yeah. Yeah, well, look at all the wood paneling in this scene right here.
Welcome to the Joinery Channel. I want a woodworking business. Right.
You gonna make wood paneling?
Why not? Look at her, it's hardly shifted. From HD is you can really see those latex joins and the scars.
Yeah, see, that's the one thing that's kind of bad. You kind of go, ooh.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, in 84, you're not going to foresee HD, are you? You know, I mean, okay, you could argue that you could have blended it better with the skin, but then this is a low-budget film.
No, of course.
At the time. Like his scars in general on his face as well, but...
Yeah, what do they use? Like spirit gum? Bunch of other...
I'm really burpy right now, sorry.
Thanks for letting everybody know.
Yeah, just in case you ever hit. I'm just trying to get out in front of it, just in case, like, yeah, anyone hits any sort of like gastric rumblings.
Yeah, they ain't coming from me.
Oh, he's such a good actor, Michael Biehn. See, the most romantic thing a man can ever say.
Yeah, it's like a...
Time didn't matter, I cleaned it afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I give up with you. That's a really childish joke. And you didn't laugh. Again, for the audience out there, I stopped trying to make really clever, witty puns and intellectual jokes because usually I appreciates like toilet humor, really childish stuff.
Exactly.
I'm overcompensating.
Because I'm one-dimensional.
Yeah. Oh, and now we get onto the if Tarantino's got a foot fetish, Cameron's got a hand fetish. It's the war of the largest hair. Sarah wins. It's like someone duct taped a couple of golden eagle hides to her scalp, isn't it? You see, like, I love this film, right? But this is so overacted.
Seriously.
So, with the slow, like, love theme by Brad Fidel. Like,
gotta just cup the
there we go, there's the hands thing!
Yeah. Thing.
James Cameron loves his hands. And his Linda Hamilton side boob. Surely she was trying to work out a complicated equation there. It's like, here's the answer, 3.7?
God, I wonder what's on tonight.
What's he doing? Is, we have some intimate time, or is he arm wrestling? What's going on? See,
slow motion hand open.
That's just kind of creepy.
It's utterly romantic.
No, I know you well enough to know that you don't mean that. She's re-bouffonted her hair. And like his hair's all shaggy now.
Yeah, exactly.
Why has he got the post-bedroom hair and she hasn't? Keep the dog there. Poke ram card slot. 0 to 7. See, I always try to like read what this was. Go like, is that actually anything, or is that just like they're really quickly putting up numbers and letters to look technical? See, that didn't make sense to me as well. That he'd shoot without seeing.
Right.
Because so far, here's the thing, right? The best weapon Cal's had is a shotgun. And although that'll, like, knock him back a bit, it's not going to kill him. But that's why I like it. I feel like the heroes in this are far more underpowered than in the sequel.
Yeah.
I feel there's far more desperation on the protagonist side. They've never got the upper hand. Like I say, I love Terminator 2. In my opinion, it's one of the best films ever made.
Well, she was like prepping for 10 years that he was gonna come back.
It's so sad. I think it's a really tragic love story. Change places.
Yeah. Take the wheel.
Also, maybe keep your head down, kid. Don't worry. You'll go for a headshot. It'll only hit your hair. See, that was some sped up footage there. This is the same LA tunnel that I don't know what it's called, but it's been used in a bunch of films. It's been used in loads. I think it's used in Stallone's film Daylight, and that's not remotely the only one. There's loads it was used in. That's going to be pretty hard, right? Timing a fused pipe bomb to explode in the right time. Same time, don't leave it too long. Oh, yeah, stunt double there.
Yeah, you could really tell.
I mean, I don't know what the original shot was, but I feel like I would have been okay to slightly lean out of the car window. Because he's kind of doing it there anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Kyle. Do you know what I like about it? I like the condensed time frame this has. Like, this is where you feel extra sorry for Sarah. Because you think, in the space of like 24 hours, like, her life's been completely turned upside down.
Yeah.
She's been set up for a date. Next thing she goes for a shift, and she gets told that the future of the human race is in her hands, and she falls in love with a guy.
And then she loses everything.
See, Sarah Connor might be my favorite female protagonist ever. I love Ellen Ripley, but I just feel like you feel more sympathy.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's hard because actually Ellen Ripley, you look at her whole life, well, not whole life, but like she's an alien. She gets frozen 57 years. And those 57 years, it's like all the alien tragedy and horror takes place within a couple of weeks. And then, from her first discovering xenomorphs to her dying, it's probably like a few weeks.
Yeah. So
different kinds of horror, really, I suppose. Whereas it hits her all of a sudden. With Sarah, she's left alone, made to feel like she's crazy. Boss makeup.
Yeah.
Out. Such good makeup. Do you know what I'd really love to see? I'd really love to see like an in-depth... Because I know certain extras exist out there where you see how they do certain things or they talk about certain makeup effects and special effects.
No, that actually still holds up. That looks really good.
But that's my point. I'd love to see like a documentary where they really go blow by blow, like exactly like how they did that, the real... It probably wouldn't appeal to this wider audience because I'm such a nerd about this sort of stuff, but I want to see it. But God, I love this. It's like,
I'll run a truck.
It's like, no pressure here, Cal. I know you've been shot, mate, but
pick up the pace a little bit.
This
I don't even think that the head really needed that there. Like the head. Like, why is it? See that? Like, why do you need a close up when you could just use his face? Doesn't really make any sense.
I'm not sure the viewers. Now this bit, you see this bit, right? This oil tanker, right, was a 4-foot miniature, and they timed the effects guys placed the charges specifically in a way that it go like cascade effect, right? And they built this 4-foot long miniature to do this, right? The first time that happened, because they pulled it forward for the momentum, right? First time they did it, they yanked the front axle off the off the truck, and it all blew up. But it looked obvious like they yanked the front axle, so the effects crew had to build the whole miniature again.
Oh God!
The shot was ruined. They had to do the whole thing again. I just felt for those dudes. It's like it was a 4-foot miniature. Like it's a miniature, but it's like with certain, depending on what sort of shot you're getting in terms of detail, you have to build things for a certain size. So you get that kind of realism reference. But yeah, no, I've seen the original shot they did, and the front axle just got yanked off. Like, yeah, we got to do that again. And like, I swear to God, I feel like special effects crews on films are like engineers in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Where it's like, right, we need this to happen, and the engineers go, right, we'll need a day to do that, and you got 2 hours, and they just have to deal with it, you know. Like,
I'm also sure now, in general, if you have the budget, right, and you're using miniatures or models, you're probably building more than one. You know?
Yeah, but again, this is a very low budget, $6 million movie.
Yeah.
And stuff like that can mess up your production. Because you don't have the space and time to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the sort of thing that could put a major wrinkle in your shooting schedule.
Yeah, nobody could stand that close to the fire.
Yeah. True. This is so good though. You got stop motion, like first time you see T800. It's just like it's so sad, you know. Like these 2 desperate mortal individuals, and there's this unstoppable killing machine who just. So you've got it looks janky. I'm like, it doesn't to me because he's a robot.
Yeah.
That holds up to me.
I mean, what does look slightly weird is obviously like it's not actually there. Like you could tell that the animation is
true, but again,
like that's the weird bit. But that's actually
there's a puppet there.
Yeah,
it's amazing. I don't give a shit. At the end of the day, right? This is a 1984 film, filmed for $6 million. It's stupendous as far as I'm concerned. Like, and I hate people going, meh. I'm sorry, right? If you're someone who's born since, cause I was only a baby when this came out, right? So I'm used to better special effects too. But I see it for what it is in the context, and I have seen films with ropey as shit CG come out 15, 20 years after this came out that doesn't look a patch on this. So, shut up. It's basically my response. I don't care. I mean, I know it's supposed to be diplomatic on YouTube, right? But I'll die on this hill, you know? I'm like, if you don't like it, you're a fucking idiot. If you don't like it for other reasons, like, you know, the story isn't your bag or whatever else, fair enough. I'm happy to agree to disagree. But if you're going to start, like, shitting on it because, it looks like it's like, are you going to criticize other things that came before because it didn't exist, you know? Terminator is a masterpiece. When we were talking about, oh good God, his name's gone out of my head. Russian director, how's his name gone out of my head?
Tarkovsky,
Andrei Tarkovsky. Jesus, I was banging on about him to you the other day. Andre Tarkovsky, not long before he died, he watched this and he's as a visualist,
yeah, he actually liked it.
He loved it.
Yeah.
He saw it as a piece of art, and you as an artist and me as just a general pretentious writer, right? Tarkovsky was, in my opinion, I can only speak for myself, but in my opinion, one of the best visualists in film to ever exist. I mean, I would say his film was literally art to me. It was art in motion. And that sounds incredibly wanky to say out loud, but...
No, I happen to agree.
No, you see his shots and they're beautiful. They're simply beautiful.
I remember the first time I watched Solaris. And it came on late at night too, so it was one of those things where I woke up and I was out of it, and I was like, what's this? And then I stayed up the rest of the night to watch it.
No, I mean, he knows atmosphere. I mean, this looks so good. This puppet looks so good.
Yeah.
The way it's lit.
How are you going to climb up the steps with a ball heel? There's no way.
Yeah. He managed it.
It's like, I got it.
I mean, poor Kyle, at the end, he's wounded and he's got a pipe. That's what he's done. That's what you always feel through this. You always feel the desperation. Yeah. You always feel like they're always on the back foot.
Yeah.
Sarah and Kyle, at the end of the day, it comes down to him twatting it with a pipe.
Right.
And he knows he's got no chance as well. And I'm pretty sure that punch would be enough to break his jaw.
Yeah, exactly. Or break his eye socket.
Some orbital fracture, just... See, what slightly confused me about this is it would have been better for the sake of the look if he didn't try and roll away, because him rolling away looks like he was trying to survive it.
Right.
If he just sort of grabbed him and shoved the pipe bomb in his side, kind of went a bit of a suicide bomb thing.
Right.
Because it was almost like it gives you the impression that, maybe you lived. Because he rolled out the way of the blast. And Sarah's got some nasty... Is that a shrapnel wound or an open fracture? What?
No. Looks like she got some shrapnel.
Oh, yeah. So, she's got a nice bit of Terminator stuck in her. Could be the femoral artery, but, pull it out just in case.
Knowing me, if that was me, I'd definitely be dead.
What I love about this, right, is the whole time, right up until this point, apart from the whole on your feet soldier bit, she'd still be in the sort of frightened, I don't know,
yeah,
and she sees Kyle there, and so it's right at the end, right at the very end, after seeing the Terminator and after it's all sunk in with her. It's that's kind of grotesque as well. The way he sort of crawls over Kyle's
his
corpse.
Cybernetic entrails.
Yeah, and he's just casually crawls over Kyle's corpse like he's not there. Like it doesn't matter anymore because he's dead. No longer a threat. And it shows that relentlessness as well. I mean, he's only a torso, but he's still functioning.
Yeah,
he's got one hand. And he's still going after her because that's its mission. And it's just relentless. And poor Sarah doesn't catch a break, she met the best guy. And he's just murdered in front of her.
Time travel for you.
I mean, there's nothing more romantic a man can ever say to a woman than, I came across time for you, Sarah.
Yeah. Well, maybe one day you could do that for me.
So I basically have to invent a time machine to be the person.
To go back in time.
No pressure.
So when I was much younger, early 20s, be like, hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
I come from the future.
Do you know what? I always thought it was especially creepy that out of when all the organic parts get burnt away, they've still got the human teeth.
Yeah.
That's why I always thought was especially creepy about them.
Yeah.
It's against that uncanny valley thing. Yeah, I love this bit because you see in her face like a fear turns to hate and anger.
Yeah.
Fear turns to hate. The dark side.
Dork-sided.
Nah.
There you go.
Now, young T800, you will die. And you see the light go out, and like she just gets that kind of like it's that acceptance and the anger and the revenge. And Linda Hamilton sells that so well, I think, in her face, the way she acts, expressions. I tell you what, hydraulic presses can crush anything. There's a YouTube channel I went on.
Oh, is it one of those, like, because I know it's like
when you can like blend anything, and this one's
will it blend and now will it crush?
Yeah. I remember the time they did a diamond, and it just sunk into the steel plate.
Yeah. Did it become like powder?
No, because it's diamond.
Oh, no, but I thought that they crushed it to the point where it actually just
No, because it's two steel plates. And so, like, diamond's denser and harder than steel. So it just was pushed into the steel plate below it. It's like, will it crush? Well, no, because diamond is the densest possible state of carbon that exists. Far denser than steel, so no.
They actually use diamond solution for razors.
Yeah, so they put, you have diamond drill bits and because you've got a lot of hardness and we won't get into metallurgy right now.
Yeah. I got a dog. I'm pregnant. I got a gun.
I got
I'm
a
on my
python.
own. Yeah.
Got everything I need. Got a gun, a dog, and I'm pregnant.
She's got a nice little Jeep too.
I got a very 80s Jeep.
Renegade.
Oh, my mate used to have a Jeep like that. Obviously not that colour, but the same kind.
Did he have the name too?
No, it's just white. It's just plain white.
Yeah,
But the same doors.
So he had a soft top?
Yeah. They're actually really rickety. Had all the power, but they're not comfortable driving at all.
I do like Jeeps.
Yeah, but then they're not comfy for a long distance.
Well, but they are really durable, and they have like a high resale value.
Oh, sure, you can smash them to bits. I mean, like, you get that's back in the day when people used to make things to last.
And you could really customize them too.
You like Jeeps? What you're saying?
Basically, we're trying to sell you on the idea of Jeeps.
Tell you what, British listeners, they come over here, they try and sell the Jeeps, bloody Yanks. It's weird with HD, like you can just see all her pores. Oh, Linda Hamilton, you're too good for this world. I swear to God, it's one thing to do crap Terminator sequels like they have done. And I'm not holding my breath for Dark Fate. If they screw her over, that'll make me actually personally angry. If they put an absolute treasure like Linda Hamilton in an utterly crap film, I'll be pissed off. Actually pissed off. Before I was just bored of them.
Now it might actually be
what you
kind of sad. It might be not that good.
You're gonna say, what? I'm not holding my breath. I'm really not holding my breath.
Well, I'm going to go into
Chickens
it with
and
no
a tumbleweed.
expectations.
Cheesy line. I know. That's a bad line. It's like, how do you know? You're a meteorologist? No, I meant it metaphorically. Because I know the future. And then she drove away into a matte painting.
Yeah, that's not a very good matte painting.
No, to be fair, come on, it's HD.
Yeah.
Matte paint, look, right, I got the thing on remastered Blu-ray. It looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
But acknowledgements to the works of Harlan Ellison.
Yes.
Demon of the Glass Hand and the Soldier, we didn't really get into, did we?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I got mixed feelings on that.
Yeah, Cameron had to settle.
To be fair, though, as a writer, I fucking love Harlan Ellison. He's a grumpy old bastard who's talented that one day I want my talent to somehow one day justify my grumpiness. I wish I could be like commercially grumpy enough to sell like my talent.
Yeah, but he was always about like you got to fight for your property and
No,
really,
look, look, Harlan Ellison's a dude. I
Yeah.
love the guy. I love the guy. I tell you what, God bless him. Like, if I ever had the opportunity to meet him when he was still alive, I'm not sure I would have taken it up because I think he just would have shredded my self-esteem.
Probably.
in his own perverse way, I think he would have meant well. But I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm never going to write anything again. You're right, I don't have what it takes. I'm not as aggressive as he. He was a New Yorker, wasn't he?
I don't think he was
Okay.
originally.
I don't know what I'm talking about then.
I think that he might have been from Ohio.
Was he? I don't. See, I actually just said that without knowing that at all.
Yeah, he was originally from Cleveland,
Okay.
Ohio.
All right.
Um,
Did he move to New York now?
yeah, because like there's a conversation.
Because I detected a bit in his accent.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I think he came there pretty early because he had a conversation with Robin Williams about like how much pizza used to cost back in the day. That's
It. You told me about
yeah,
that.
that's the one thing that New Yorkers especially we comment on. It's gas and pizza. Because like when the price of pizza goes up, I think like to get like a slice now, most places they charge at least $2. When
it's
back
still
in the
kind
day,
of cheaper than what. That's
yeah.
cheaper and better than your average place you get a slice of pizza over here.
Well, you guys don't actually have pizza. Come on, it's not really pizza.
Although I will grant you that the British don't do pizza like the New Yorkers, and I'll give you that. That's fair. There's places do it worse. If you go,
that's true.
And granted, most of the places are crap, but we do have some good pizza places.
So
I used to work for Pizza Express. I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah, well,
that used to be good.
Back to pizza. So when he came to New York, pizza was about 15 cents.
Yeah.
Now you could live on that easily with like a writer's salary. Because they paid, what did they pay you per word? Yeah.
Yeah, that don't exist anymore.
No.
I can say this,
They're like, hey, do you want to write an article for $500? Oh, great. What is
I've seen how much people pay for crappy internet articles.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't write for them. It's essentially slave labor. Anyway, that was one of the best films ever made. The Terminator by James Cameron, 1984, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Michael Biehn, and Linda Hamilton. I'm sorry, I want to take this point to apologise for my lackluster commentary on A Scanner Darkly. But I was trying, but I was very tired, and I like the source material. But it isn't the easiest film to commentate on. But yeah, no, The Terminator is great, and I love it. And if you don't like it, you're wrong. And
I hated it. I hated every single minute of
it. Didn't. No, you didn't. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in a relationship. You know?
I love it so much. Actually, like years ago, like when I was in DR, it was on TV.
Yeah.
Watched the Spanish version. It was great.
Orion. They made good films back in the day. Anyway, as much as I can bollocks on about how great the Terminator is, because it is. You can't say that right.
Bollocks.
That's our word.
Ball ache.
You don't get to say it.
Is ball ache better?
Stop
Would you prefer that?
This is tantamount to racism. Anyway. Right. Well, we hope you enjoyed that anyway. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And apparently, this Blu-ray plays on a loop. Apparently, and my PlayStation controller is turned off.
There you go.
This is very professional. Okay. So yeah, if you like this, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week, or hopefully sooner, because I've got a couple of things in the pipeline. So take it easy, yo, and goodbye from the techno hole, and
stay connected.
Stay connected. Goodbye.
Support the cyber revolution and look great while doing it by checking out our Redbubble shop down in the description.